Hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing some work on some pre-bonsai. But just before we do, we're going to look at some updates. And we'll start with the first one that I'm in the middle of working on my back porch. Well, I want to take a look at my poinsettia forest first. What I've just got done doing is removing a top layer of the soil. I started to get like a black mold on the soil in spots, so I've just removed it, and I'm just going to be putting some fresh bonsai soil in on top here again. And when I was removing the soil, you can see that I've got quite the roots developing down here. We got some flare happening at the base of our trunks, which is really good. So there again, some quite nice roots developing. I thought this one was kind of interesting, how this trunk's on a bit of a lean. So we have a surface root that's developing on the surface here, kind of going up on an angle. Again, here you can see we got quite a bit of flare. This one here is perhaps the most noticeable. Really coming along nicely. And what I'll do for now, until I repot these, I'm just going to build the soil back up to about the same level that I had before. So I'll just cover those roots again for maybe another year. Yeah, so that's a poinsettia forest. It's turning out really well. I'm not going to cut it away back right now. Hopefully I'll maybe get some color in for Christmas time. And maybe after Christmas we'll see about taking it back a bit. Okay, well, yeah, I thought that was quite interesting, and I thought you guys would be interested in seeing that. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my top layer of soil on now, and we'll look at the other updates. Well, here we are back inside, and as you can see beside me here, my tropical trees are back in for the winter. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll start off with a few updates, and then we'll do some work on some pre-bonsai. Well, I think we'll start up over here. We'll start off at this side over here. I think we'll bring it out, it'll be easier to see. This is the Delonix Regia from Jade at Jarhead Bonsai. We'll bring it out and bring it down. You can see there in the light that it's starting to look really good with its new growth. Okay, so here it is on the table. We can get a better look at it. When it arrived about a couple weeks ago, it wasn't looking too bad for being in the delivery system for that long. I believe it was about 9 days. I could be wrong. These were looking a little bit more wilted than what they are now. And this upper branch up here was the greenest one, and it still is. but it's gotten much greener over this past couple weeks. When it arrived, probably this branch up here was about, it was probably about the same green as these lower branches here. So it's really greened up. It's doing well, and it's even put on some growth actually in this last week and a half roughly. So you can see here, these little guys, they weren't there. So that's man, I am super happy about that. So it's happy right now. We're just going to let it grow before I put it in bonsai soil. I might even just wait till next spring even. You can see here, this actually just came on in about the last few days. You just wouldn't believe it. This little branch over here sprouted maybe a week ago, and it barely looked like this one here. So that's just how fast growing it is so far. I've got another one coming up right here in the middle that you can see. So yeah, it's doing awesome. Once again, thank you very much, Jade. I'm really looking forward to growing this. That's the Delonix Regia from Jade at Jarhead Bonsai. I strongly suggest to check him out if you haven't already yet. Very generous man too. Thank you very much again, Jade. And we'll put it back up on the shelf and we'll continue to grow it. And I'll be sure to give you guys an update in the next few weeks. So we'll continue on here. Well, right out front here we have some coral bean trees. These are from Todd at Todd's Tropicals. Once again, if you guys haven't heard me speak of Todd, I highly suggest that you go and check out his channel. He has a number of exotic trees, including some frankincense trees. So yeah, he has quite the interesting species of trees. And I got these seeds from Todd, along with these monkey ear trees. So the monkey ear trees, there's a number of them. You can see them all in behind here. And the coral bean trees, well, I have about maybe about 4 or 5 of them. So I got a couple up here. This is my smallest one. I thought I lost him, but he's coming back, which is good. We'll go look at the other coral bean seedling. It's on the other set of shelves. So here's the other coral bean tree, or seedling. It's about 12 inches tall now, about close to a foot. So that's my larger one. It's doing very well. Some more seeds that I got off Todd were some bullhorn acacia seeds, and here they are here. This one's doing really well. This one just got done finishing off, putting out a large number of leaves here. So yeah, it's doing really well. The other one's doing pretty good. It's always been a little bit smaller. However, it's still growing, and that's the main thing. Here's my lemon cypress cuttings. This one and this one. These two are from in behind my tomato plants, my stakes, if you'll remember. I did a video on how I start my cuttings, and these are the cuttings that I put in behind my tomato stakes, and it looks like they've caught on okay. So I've just dug them up, haven't disturbed the roots. I've just kept them in the garden soil like I did those big guys back when they were that size. And I may look at potting these up at the earliest of next year into some bonsai soil. But they are doing good. I do have a couple more in behind here, you can see here. They're also doing pretty good. But we'll see, because the last time I brought some inside from the garden, which was a couple years ago, I did lose a couple too, so we'll see. It's hard to believe that these were once that size, all three of these. So, yeah, they grew pretty fast. So from these to these here in 2 years. So it's pretty quick. Another one I want to show you guys is my Kalanchoe bonsai. You'll remember a couple of weeks ago, actually it was the day that I got the Delonics from Jade, that I repotted this and we cut the top off so that we could try and get some growth out lower in the tree. And you can see it is coming on, so that's yeah, it's doing very well. Now if we come back over here, these cuttings here, I actually started these in bonsai soil. These lemon cypress cuttings. And you can see these ones are doing extremely well. I mean, they've done so well that they've even put on a couple inches of growth. Especially this one over here. Yeah, just unbelievable. This actually fell out of the pot because a squirrel or something, or a coon, knocked this over at nighttime. I went to pick it up off the ground and had to put it back in the pot, and there's a fair amount of roots that are on these cuttings already. So, yeah, I'm quite confident that these will not have a problem growing. I just hope the other ones from the garden catch on like these ones do. So from now on, I won't even put them in the garden. I'll just be putting them straight into bonsai soil and put them up in the bench out of the sun in a bright area. Okay, our last update is going to be my Ficus benjamina that I restyled in the bonsai zone. Why don't we just, why don't I pull it out of there and we'll put it down on my table to look at. Okay, so here it is. I guess I could have moved my avocado there, but I guess you'd know the difference. So here it is here. We've already put on some growth since the styling. So that's good. That tells me that it remains happy. Yeah, we got all new leaves coming on up at the top here. Even in here. And up near the top here. So it's, yeah, that's fabulous. So I'm happy about that. And if we come down here to the roots, I did carve these bulbous roots. Just to try to make them look not so bulbous. And you can see here that they've started to harden over. Just starting to heal. And I may do more work with these in the future, but for right now, we'll just leave them and see what happens. Yeah, so that's my Ficus benjamina. Restyled in literati style. I am going to get another pot for it. A smaller pot than this and a round pot. That would suit the tree in this style much better. So I will be looking over this next year for a pot like that. Probably the next time I'm down at Chris the Bonsai guy, I will more than likely pick out a pot down there. To get the full video on the restyling of this tree, you could go to the Bonsai Zone, and yeah, Nigel did a video of me actually restyling this tree, so it was pretty cool. We had a lot of fun that day. So you guys would probably even like the bloopers near the end if you don't even like the restyling. So I highly suggest you to go check it out. So yeah, that's at the Bonsai Zone. Okay, well, that's it for our updates. Now we'll work on some smaller pre-bonsai. Okay, I think we're gonna start right on the corner here with this small jade cutting that I started quite some time ago. Not even sure if it's gonna stand up. Yeah, it's not going to. Okay, it is now. I put this in a small nursery pot, and it seems to be holding it up for now. So this little cutting I probably started about maybe about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, something like that. And today what we're going to do is we're going to come in and cut it back again. We're going to take this branch away back here. And this top, we're going to bring it back to here. Chances are that would probably even stand up by itself now. Yeah, no problem now. But I definitely got to get it out of this yogurt cup. So we'll put this one back up. We'll put it back on the corner here and let it do some more growing. And hopefully we'll continue to get some more taper in our trunk here as it grows. One thing I forgot to hit on with my updates are these schefflera cuttings that I got from Nigel in the Bonsai Zone also. I haven't seen too much sign of new growth, except for back here. You can see here, right here, looks like something coming out near the top, and same with on this one over here. You can see right there at the two tips. So that's the only signs of new growth that I see so far. They've been in there for, well, I guess it's been about 2 weeks now already, roughly. So, yeah. Okay, the next small little tree we're going to work on is this princess earrings tree. So we'll just take it out and bring it down to the table. Okay, so here we are. I also got this small tree from Nigel, probably about, it was about a year ago when I brought it home, I guess. I guess it'd be about a year ago. So it is a princess earrings tree. Young little guy. So what we're going to do today is just simply come in here and we're going to cut this dead section off the top here. And we're going to come down fairly close to the new growth, but not right at it. So we'll come back up here about a ½ inch or so. There we are. I think it's safe to say that that was dead. I've been keeping that on there for about the last year to see if anything was going to come about on it, and it hasn't. Last winter, this was one of my little trees to go into a dormancy because I had it too cool here in the basement. This year I do plan on to keep it warmer, but this did go into like a light dormancy. I didn't know if I lost the little tree or not. once spring rolled around, it did come back. So this is the new growth that came back on it. So yeah, it's exciting. So we got some hope for it, which is great. All right. Well, that's our little princess earrings tree. We'll put that back up to do some more growing. Okay, so the next one we're going to work on is actually this jade back in here. So we'll pull him down next here. Okay, so here is our next pre-bonsai. What I'm going to do is take this away back to our first limb coming off near the base here to build taper in our trunk. So there's no time like the present. We'll just take it off. There we go. And I plan on leaving a little bit on there. And we'll just continue growing our trunk up here. So yeah, so again, I did that to build taper in there. And we'll put it back up and let it do some growing. Okay, the next ones we're going to look at are my Ficus benjamina pre-bonsai. Yeah, so we'll dig those out of there and bring those up next to work on. Okay, so here's the first one that I dug out. This one here, we're going to keep it as is. We're really not going to be cutting it back hard at all. We're just going to be cutting back some branches on the upper canopy here. Actually, we're going to bring that back to here. There we go. Okay. We'll even take the top off of that one. All right, that's it. That's it for that one. So I have 3 of them. Okay, so here's the last 2. This one here, we're just going to be taking it away back. And there we go. Okay, so here's the last one. This one here is getting a drastic prune. Actually, it'll basically be a trunk chop. Because this one here I would like to keep as a very small bonsai. And I'm going to do this now while it's really happy. So we're going to come away back here. And we're going to cut it off right there. We'll just clean this cut up a little bit. Okay, and the plan is to continue growing our trunk up here and getting some taper out of our trunk. And of course this is going to be over a number of years. Anyways, we'll put that up and hopefully this will survive. If not, I can try and bring back one of my other ficus trees here. Try cutting it back slower maybe and getting some growth back on the trunk so I can continue doing something like this with one of my other ones that I haven't cut back. So we'll see how this one does. Hopefully it'll continue to grow. Well, that's it for today, everyone. You all take care out there, and we'll see you in the next one.